Hello and welcome to So Bad It's Good. On today's show, we are talking about The Happening.
I'm scared, Elliot.
It's okay.
The attacks are spreading. Boston, Philadelphia,
Maryland.
It's all over the country.
Could this really be happening?
It is the most miserable film I think I've ever had to sit through.
It's a bad film and it's just awful to watch. Watching people kill themselves over and over and over and over again.
It's bleak. It is bleak. It's a 2008 movie directed by M. Night Shyamalan. Obviously him of Sixth Sense and Unbreakable fame.
The start of his downfall.
No, it came after The Lady in the Water. That is widely considered to be the start of his...
Because this was supposed to be his sort of return, or sort of, you know, he was trying to right a wrong from that film.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't go well.
Yeah. The movie opens in Central Park. Almost as soon as it starts, randomly people stop walking around and suddenly start committing suicide en masse.
Is this a scary movie? Was it meant to be a scary movie?
It's assumed to be some form of bioterrorism, and it slowly starts to spread across the northeastern USA. So we then meet Elliot, played by Mark Wahlberg, who is a science teacher.
Because your face is perfect. The problem is your face is perfect at 15. The human nose and ears grow a fraction of an inch each year, so a perfect balance of features now might not look so perfect 5 years from now.
Trying to break him psychologically.
He and his wife, Alma, who's played by Zoe Deschanel.
It makes you kill yourself. Just when you thought there couldn't be any more evil that could be invented.
They're convinced by a chap called Julian, played by John Leguizamo.
Luigi!
There we go, I was waiting for it. Luigi! They're convinced by him to leave because this event has started to spread. It seems to be in cities, so let's get out the city.
Really ramping the music up, aren't they?
Oh, this is exciting. It's coming.
They then get thrown off the train. John Leguizamo's character buggers off to Princeton to find his wife and then dies, just basically leaving his daughter to Marky Mark and Zoe. We then find out that it's not bioterrorism, it's the trees.
It's the plants. They can release chemicals. You like hot dogs, don't you?
Is he mental?
Most people in the film then die. Elliot and Alma are then separated by some distance for reasons that are nonsense. They then decide that they're just going to die. They're just going to walk out, get got by the thing and die.
This is what he's doing for love.
Why? Just wait.
No, he's doing it for love. This is the message. So he's doing it for love. Or wind or something.
They then walk out and they're fine because everything's peaked and it's all finished. Then you think, oh, that's it then. The film is finished.
You hope.
You get this tiny little kind of snippet of a scientist saying, oh, I think this was just the warning. And then you get a 3 months later thing and someone else stops walking. And then the film finishes.
But that's getting
it.
Excited for the sequel.
It happened again.
What's really weird about this film is that visually, those people falling off the roof when they, like, that view and the shot, I actually think it's a really terrifying but great shot.
Yeah. There's definitely some cool stuff going on where you think like, oh yeah, he's got quite an eye.
The problem is it's surrounded by bad acting and a dumb script.
This is gonna be great.
You obviously have Mark Wahlberg playing Elliot Moore.
Maybe he's onto something.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Elliot Moore is the most unconvincing science teacher.
The Dark Lord. Don't look into her eyes. Ooh. Vice Principal.
What a prick.
What can we do for you?
I mean, seriously.
He's the most unconvincing person.
I think he was surprised he got the part. Like, to be honest.
You could tell because every time he says a line, he looks surprised.
For almost the entire duration of this film is he has a face on that looks either like he's just shit himself or he's watching someone else shit.
An act of nature and will never fully understand it.
Nice answer, Jake.
Oh, Mark Wahlberg.
He's stunningly bad in this.
Everyone's pretty bad.
It's like he's turned up to do a commercial and this is what happened. His agent lied to him. Oh, you just got a commercial. It's nothing major. Just phone it in.
It's like they were all lobotomised a little bit.
Yeah.
For this film.
Don't touch things that aren't yours.
Fucking hell, love.
The old lady in the house says to him, "Oh, I've seen you've been talking about me. You're going to kill me in my sleep."
Planning on stealing something?
No, ma'am, we're not.
They genuinely haven't. But the way he delivers that line makes you think he's covering for the fact that they're going to kill her in the middle of the night.
Plan on murdering me in my sleep?
What? No.
Now, would you be convinced?
You'd leave.
They sort of go up to a boarded up house and they're trying to find some food, and then they realise someone's in there.
Open the door, bitch!
Hey, Josh, don't do that. He didn't mean that. Sir, the air is fine out here right now. You don't need to worry.
He's trying to negotiate, like, no, we just need some food. Can you give us some food? He sounds like a madman.
We're fine right now. Nothing's happened out here yet. We're perfectly normal. Oh, Blackwater, keep on rolling. Mississippi moon, won't you keep on shining on me? See? Josh, stop it!
We're all cool out here.
Look, I'm a teacher and these guys are kids.
Show your faces!
Let the gas in.
No!
I've never been so glad to see two kids get shot.
Oh.
You say that like you've watched it a few times, and that's the one. Like, you know, that was
That's the one.
That's top. That was
That's
you
the
know
top one.
straight to the top of the top 5.
This place must have a bathroom. I'm gonna take Jess and we can leave.
These people must have left in a hurry. I mean, leaving the front door unlocked? Hey, everything's fake.
Yeah, then they probably didn't leave in a hurry 'cause it's not a real house.
Yeah, nobody lived there.
Show house, and that little girl's just gone and done a poo in a fake toilet. Apart from the fact that they got shot in a horrible way,
Yeah.
but that was all they were there for.
Oh my God.
We're gonna get out of this nightmare.
Who's we? It's just fucking
Not you, not you,
obviously. Us.
You're done.
We're gonna leg it and leave you here. Mark Wahlberg, he came out and said, yeah, I thought it was a good idea at the time to try playing a science teacher, but hey, these things don't always work out. So we've then got Alma, who is...
Who's that girl? It's Jess.
She's a good actress.
I like her. Yeah.
In this, she's one of the worst...
Oh, it's horrific.
worst performances I think I've ever seen.
She looks stoned.
Their group was larger than ours. This thing has been escalating all day. Smaller and smaller populations have been setting this off. They react to human stimulus.
Her entire backstory is summed up in one brief scene between Julian and Elliot as they're leaving the school.
I'm gonna tell you something you should never tell your best friend. I saw her on your wedding day.
Again with the wedding.
The dialogue is awful.
It's so bad.
I walked into a waiting room by mistake and she was crying. She wasn't ready to jump in, Elliot. That's not who she is. She's never gonna jump in when you need her, man.
He said that she's regretted the marriage since before the wedding. That's sort of the thing that sets up her entire character. And then you learn that she had tiramisu with Joe.
We ate tiramisu together. That is it.
Everything between Zoe and Luigi, I couldn't give a shit.
Good.
Okay, good. Why don't
I'm really glad you chose to come.
I don't know why Luigi cared so much.
No.
Like, she was crying. Could have been multiple reasons. She's so overjoyed. Who gives a shit?
What should have happened is the character of Julian should have seen something else that day that then triggers him to say to Elliot, oh, I saw this happen.
Should have seen having tiramisu with Joey.
By the way, before you got married, I saw her crying and it didn't look like happy crying.
You've just written a better script
I know,
than M. Night
remarkable,
Shyamalan.
isn't it?
She's fretting the whole film about telling him about Joey. And then in the end, she tells him.
We had dessert. I went out and I had dessert with him when I told you I worked late.
And he doesn't really react, does he?
No. Well, if he does, I mean...
Well, we can't tell.
Depends on what the script says.
I'm feeling really guilty in case we're going to die. I just wanted you to know that.
You lied to me?
I just thought I'd shit on the end of the world for you.
Just
stick a little cherry on top. I could have done with not knowing that, actually.
Well, you're a fucking bitch. Because that's not for him. It's not for his benefit.
Yeah,
You're not telling him.
that makes you feel better about yourself.
Oh, I wanted you to know so that I don't die with the guilt.
Yeah.
But you've now got to deal with all of that information whilst also
And you're going to die very soon.
Yeah.
If we're gonna die, I want you to know something. I was in a pharmacy a while ago. There was a really good-looking pharmacist behind the counter.
He eventually tells her that he doesn't care, but he does it in what's supposedly...
He tells her,
it's supposed to be a joke, right?
I went up and I asked her where the cough syrup was. I didn't even have a cough. And I almost bought it.
She then says, did that really happen? And he says, no.
I bet you're glad you got that resolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
If you suddenly discovered that your wife had told you she was working late and then it turned out she'd been out with just a colleague, would it make a difference to you if she'd been for coffee, been for tiramisu, or been for a beer? Or would the fact that she'd lied about...
Yeah, that's the point.
That's the issue, not necessarily what they were eating.
Oh, we went for dessert. Oh, what, after you'd just been out shagging by some bins?
Yeah, and then went, I fancy a chocolate profiterole.
So then we've got Julian, played by John Leguizamo.
Yeah, I really like this guy because I like it when he gets angry with her and he goes, "Don't you put your hands on her unless you mean it."
I got her, Julian.
Don't take my daughter's hand unless you mean it.
He's so upset
It's
because she
yeah.
cried on her wedding
Yeah.
day and he doesn't know the context, but he's so mad about it and I love it.
Because you saw her crying on her wedding day.
I don't know. Fucking batshit.
Maths teacher who hates Alma might hate daughter.
Why'd you say that?
I need you to take Jess, okay? She's gonna...
Can you imagine asking your mate to look after your child and that's the face you get back?
I would not be able to leave my children in order to go. I might take my children in a really sort of bizarre kind of, if we're going to go, we should all go together.
Gee.
62% chance he hasn't even been hit.
Oh, you go get her, Jules, okay?
Of course, man, of course. Come on, this is all some weird event. That's all. We're all gonna be fine.
He's a maths teacher and he poses a really interesting question to someone to try and take their mind off the fact that there are people hanging from trees outside the car they're in.
I'm gonna give you a math riddle, okay?
What?
How much would you have if I said I would pay you a penny on the first day, and then 2 pennies on the second, and then 4 pennies on the third day, and I just kept doubling it? I did this for a month. How much money would you have at the end of the month?
She's trying to work it out and she gives the worst fucking answers I've ever heard in my life.
$10.
Honestly, I wanted to strangle her.
$20.
To be fair, you get your wish in a way. The only other character who perhaps needs a mention is Private Oster.
My name is Private Oster.
Played by a chap called Jeremy Strong. He's the army guy that they meet. He's the best actor.
Oh, he
or
is.
he comes across
he is.
as the best actor.
I think he also has the best line in the film.
Cheese and crackers.
That was the first time I was like, if I was in that situation, I've driven down a country lane and I see someone from the army panicking.
Yeah, visibly distressed. And he does look very like he has seen a horror.
When I approached the base, I saw military personnel in the barbed wire, in the fence. So I suggest no one take that road.
Them all being together with Private Oster, and he's looking away off into the middle distance and he shouts,
My firearm is my friend! It will not leave my side!
and it was the first and only death in the film where I thought, oh no, not you, because I liked you.
Oh, no.
This is going to be great.
He had an idea for what this film should be, but after Lady in the Water tanked, he shopped it around the studios and no one would take it.
Yeah.
So he took all the feedback they gave as to why they wouldn't take it, went away, rewrote it. Warner Brothers or someone, or 20th Century Fox picked it up at that point.
Warner's went, fuck, you nailed it this time.
It knows what it is right away, and it just holds to that. It has a certain humor and a certain emotion that's serving this kind of very, very scary ride that you're going on with this couple.
There's attempts at humour. It just seems weird and cringy. Like when he starts talking to the plant.
My name is Elliot Moore. I'm just going to talk in a very positive manner. We're just here to use the bathroom. I'm talking to a plastic plant.
So this film came out in 2008, but in 2018, lots of kind of movie magazines and websites and stuff did kind of a retrospective review from the perspective of watching this as pure 50s style B-movie type content.
I wanted to set out to make the best B-movie you've ever seen, you know? And it somewhere slipped into something deeper.
What's funny about B movies is they are a bit low budget and they are a bit hammy or whatever.
They're usually over the top. So everything is over the top. So the action tends to be over the top. Oh, we're going to walk on the moon without helmets. It's that kind of, like, it's ridiculous science. It's all that kind of stuff. But they're running away from the wind. Like, that's the ultimate premise is not B-movie enough. B-movie is monsters or explosions or space or weird.
Or atomic,
This is not that. And it doesn't end like a B-movie
because there's no camp, cringy funniness to it, be it intentional or not.
Yeah.
It's just a bad film.
Do you want to know how much this cost to make?
Too fucking much.
30 mil.
I was going to go 30, so I'll say 40.
According to the internet, it was between 50 and 60 million.
Oh, Mark got paid well, didn't he?
Someone did. What do you think it made at the box office?
I think it made 15 million.
Yeah, I was going to say 20.
This film made $163 million.
Jesus, I should start writing
global
scripts.
box office. 18% on Rotten Tomatoes, yet made that much money. And this was after his last film had flopped. Didn't win any, but did get 4 Razzie nominations.
Didn't win any?
Didn't win any, no.
It's been a strong year.
Yeah, well, Mark Wahlberg was up against Mark Wahlberg.
For Max Payne, wasn't it?
I think it was Max Payne.
I had a sort of an idea when after we first watched it, and then I think I dropped it even further after I watched it the second time. And I think talking about it for this long has made it even worse.
How long is left?
Half a star. Miserably bad in the acting sense and the story sense and all that stuff. And then it's just miserable to watch.
This is a 2.5 for me.
Really?
Yeah. Mark Wahlberg's acting is shocking.
Sir, did you hear what I said? We don't have any transportation. We have a little girl with us, please. Sir, you're not just gonna...
He's so wet.
Just a wet fart.
Solid 3 for me.
Oh.
Yes, it's bleak, but I enjoyed the experience. Every scene that Mark Wahlberg looks confused, it's like just before he said action, M. Night Shyamalan said, Mark, if I gave you a penny on the first day and 2 pennies on the second day and 4 pennies, what would you have at the end of the month? It was consistently appalling to the point where I found it thoroughly enjoyable.
So The Happening gets a 6 out of 15.
If you enjoyed this, like it, subscribe to it, or...
You should hire a mariachi band.
I like it. Yeah. I like it. It's a good start.
You compose yourself a little ditty for the mariachi band to play, which extols the virtues of this YouTube channel.
Right.
And the terrible films that we watch in the pursuit of happiness, which we never find. And then you get the mariachi band to perform that.
Mm-hmm. At a local gathering.
No, I might say, actually, I was going to say funeral, but maybe that's a bit much. Goats and 7 dogs.
Oh.
Send them all in. I mean, the kids will be happy.
Would they? Which kids are you thinking about?
Well, the kids that were at the funeral, the wake. Sorry. The adults will be overjoyed after such misery, and they'll be happy to see a mariachi band, and then hand up flyers afterwards.
This is very personal to you, this one.
What, that I may have at points sat at a funeral and wondered if this would be improved by a mariachi band. 3 goats and 7 dogs. Probably have, not going to lie.
Bye, everyone.
Grew up alone on the coast, yeah. Had a few friends that were close, yeah. We would cruise to Newport for the show, yeah. Long tan legs, oh, you know it. Growing up in Cali really ain't a bad deal. The girls look fine and about